Good evening, everybody. I can't see whether I can see me or not. I can see me. Okay, good. Good evening, everybody, fellow travelers on Spaceship Earth. It is I, and I am Guy. I hope you are all doing well this evening. Hope everybody is ready to start to get down and get to work, or get up and get to work, or get sideways and get to work. You never know. Anything can happen. So, hope everybody's ready to get to work, regardless. All right. I have a whole bunch of boring stuff that is going to be no fun to watch. But that's all right. I'll be here. We can talk. We can chat about stuff. What do you want to chat about? I am having an interesting evening. I got called into work today, and I wasn't supposed to work today, but I got called in anyway, which was fine. I like my job, so it is all good. Went into work, and I had to start the class kind of midstream because they had already started. The teacher who was supposed to be there didn't realize that they had to be at that location, so that's fine. So they went on ahead, and my boss called and said, "Good evening, Brent." My boss called and said, "Hey, can you get in here and teach this class? Because we think that the teacher didn't know she was supposed to be there." I say she. I keep saying she like it's a she. I don't even know who the teacher was. So I went in, and it was fine. And except that I was noticing I have a neurodivergent. I have a neurospicy kid. And ooh boy, this one's going to be a tough one. Neurodivergents have a completely different childhood. We don't develop the same way as other people, and we have different phases of our lives that isn't the same as other people. And one of the things is we go through an empathy phase where we have to learn empathy, and it doesn't happen at the same time as everybody else. So for a long time we spend a lot of our time as people trying to figure out why you're mad, and why is this person upset, and why is this person sad, and we don't understand any of that, and it doesn't make any sense to us. But the next phase is something that we call socialization. We have to go through a socialization phase. Hang on real quick, I'm going to swap the scan. I'm scanning a bunch of things all of a sudden. Anyway, we have to go through what we call socialization. Socialization is where we realize somewhere along the line that we're not going to get anywhere unless we work with people. There's nothing you can do. For what I often say, that the way to look at it is, it didn't take smart people to get us to the moon. It took a whole lot of people communicating and working together to get us to the moon. All of the people who were very smart, if you put them in a room and said, "Get us to the moon," they would go nowhere. They would do nothing. They might build a little scale model about yay big, if they were lucky. And so we have to learn somewhere along the line this task called socialization, where we figure out that we belong to the larger, greater good and should probably be nice to people. And so we call that socialized. This person has been socialized, or that person has been socialized. And it's a spot of development. that we have to go through as neurospicy people that nobody else really needs to go through like we do. It's fine. So this particular individual, spicy individual, he needs desperately to be socialized because he's not. And that's fine, but this is not easy. And so he was driving me batty today. I would say something and he would say, well, not actually, What was it that I said initially? I said something to the effect, can't remember. I said, remember that your car is a air breather, because you have to remember that if you don't remember that your car is an air breather, then you're going to have a problem when you try to submerge your vehicle, because it is an air breather. It breathes air, and if you don't let it breathe air, it will drown. And the response from this individual was, why don't you just say that the car is carbureted? You don't need to make up things. No, you're right. Kind of don't, but it does help. Hang on real quick. Flip-flopping. Hang on. So, anyway, today's work has been difficult. Have a neurospicy individual who believes that he is smarter than all of us, and that's going to make his life complicated and difficult, and I feel bad for him. But it is the way it is, and there's nothing we can do about it, so there you go. So, anyway, neurospicy. Interesting individual. Very, very interesting. Always interesting. So, how have you been today, Brent? How's your day going? You having? Well, Bubble, I'm smarter than the average bear. So, yeah. I understand. There once was a time where I really believed that as well. I mean, myself, I had to kind of have a moment where, like I said, we didn't go to the moon because people were smart. We went to the moon because people cooperated. The most important device that was ever invented was the telephone. Not because of anything other than the fact that it allowed the large mass of human beings to communicate with one another, and for an idea to go back and forth across the world inside one's lifetime. Just working, huh? And that was a major change to the universe. It altered and changed the entire universe. Because we no longer had to worry about an idea getting lost between generations. So that was a big change for us as humans. If you ask me what the most important device, but I mean, you think about it. The moment that the telephone was invented, we had a epic change in culture and everything. It changed forever the world. And that's a big deal. So, interesting thing to think about. Okay, flip flop. Because, of course, in our world, communication is perhaps the most important invention we've ever had. Without communication, we would never be able to do the things we've done. So anything that adds to our ability to communicate with one another adds to the greater good of the people. Greater good of all of us. It's always interesting. So that's something to think about. I keep thinking about that a lot. And how much it's important for us to communicate with one another. A friend of mine had asked, what are the two biggest... Yep. Oh, that's a bummer. I don't like that. The push to paint minis, though. I have a mini that I was supposed to have gotten today. The mini of my character from the Expanse game. But of course, I was supposed to get it today in my free time. Didn't get any free time. So there's that. Kind of a bummer. So, yeah. Keep thinking about all of these things where I'm like, well, right? That's the thing about resin printers. All right. Once more into the breach. Hey, John. I mean, right back here? Right here. That's my warp core. Now, so do you know what it really is, though? This is always a fun one. It really is a bunch of those icicle Christmas lights, and I just did them back and forth like this so that they're going this way. And so it makes for a wonderful effect. Back there, you can see them kind of just going back and forth and back and forth. I got a set of blue ones to do the middle piece, and then there's a set of multicolored ones that are coming down like that. But it looks cooler when it first starts. Computer, turn off warp core. And then when you start it, computer, turn on the warp core. Then they're all like,
by the way, I can automatically turn off all your lights during the night.
I know.
Would you like me to set up a routine to do that?
No, I've got it. Thanks.
You are so very welcome.
I also have a smart ass for an Alexa. Right back. Another foot flop on the plane. I find it humorous that it knows that I was talking to it and said thank you. I think that's funny. So, all right, moving right along to the next thing. Let's see. I'm scanning a bunch of stuff.
Are you streaming or something?
I am streaming, but
so no skips today.
Not one. Yeah, I'm noticing it's pretty stable here too. So whatever it was, that was it. James and I have been redoing the interwebs for this. Yeah, you're gonna have to. It's gonna be harder to do from that angle.
Yeah, I saw that. Hello.
So yeah,
Yes,
James and I have been redoing the interwebs here, and we took out the old router and put in a mesh router, which then allowed me to plug. We also moved my router and modem up here into my office, so it's now down on the bottom rack there, which allowed me to Cat5 it straight into my machine, which is great because now I have a hard connection to the router and I'm no longer on wireless, and so is he.
No, I was still on wireless.
You're still on wireless?
No drops.
No drops with the wireless either. So we think we may have fixed the problem, or at least in theory we have fixed the problem. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens on this one. Who knows? Anything could happen. So, like, what is this? Oh. So anyway, that's where we are, trying to scan stuff in. And things. I have been meaning to update my packets that I use for my work for a while. Oh, you know what I did? What I did do that we could probably work on a little bit. Yesterday I was working on. Does that mean you're done? It means you're done, doesn't it? No, you're not done. I was working on I'm glad you're joining me, John, but this is, of course, one of those shows where I was going to rely heavily on someone else to be drawing so that I could do a bunch of paperwork about that's from work. It's a bunch of proprietary paperwork that I cannot broadcast. So I can't broadcast it. So it's just me talking, trying desperately to sound like I've got something to say, instead of drawing or something equally as interesting. So I'm not doing anything interesting tonight because I'm trying to finish this paperwork. But of course, the company would be very mad if I put the paperwork out for everybody to see. especially since I'm scanning in the quiz paperwork. So, but that's all right. Because I've got to work on this before tomorrow. That's why. Because work needs me to do my work or work for them. And I've been putting it off. So, keep meaning to do this and then just not. So, there's that. So, that's one of the things I needed to do was I need to scan all these things in. After I'm done scanning all these things, I'm gonna probably get back to work with something else. There we go. I was spending a lot of time just going, well, wonder how I could do this that would make this faster so I don't have to just scan each individual page. In the end, it was, there's nothing I can do to make it go faster. I just need to scan each individual page, and there's nothing we can do, and it won't go faster. And nothing is going to make it go faster, and so, like, I might as well just get over it, just accept it now. It's not going to get any better. So, just need to just do it. Just do it. Hey, Anna. How are you doing out there? I hope other folks out there are doing the work, getting the work done. Because I can't share my screen. So there's that. All right. Which is all right. This is something I've been meaning to do for a long, long time. And let's get this thing done. Randomly scrolling. Well, we're doing all right over here. Okay. Well, I follow that. I've been down that road. Waiting for it to sync here. What are you thinking about? There we go. And so I'll do one or two more of these, and then I'll call it for the night on this one, and then I'll move over to something you guys can watch, since I'm not being very exciting at this moment. There we go. So let's see, what else is going on? Changing my canvas size. Anna, I am totally going to, I've been building off of a statement you had made, which was the comment about socialization. And I realized that is a phase that we have to go through. Like, we have to socialize. And it's something that happens with us much later than others. And we have to learn to do it. And it becomes one of those irritatingly annoying phases that we must go through. I was realizing how very important that particular statement was. So thank you. I am borrowing it. What are you thinking about? So the nice thing is, it looks like everything is running at a relatively good speed as far as internet in and out. We seem to have solved the problems of the dropouts that we were having. However, it does also seem like my machine is out of space on one of my drives, which is a swap drive, and so it is having some real unhappiness. Just do this. So us neurospicy people have got to stick together. Yep. But I just like I was saying earlier that I realized that we go through a couple of phases. We go through the empathy phase late, and we go through the socialization phase late. And both of those are later than everybody else, so everybody doesn't understand what's going on with us. And so I was realizing how true that was, and how that was kind of a thing that we should probably be thinking about when we talk about like neurodivergence growing up, is they're going to be late to these things, and there's not much we can do to help them in the process. So it's like, it's late to the party. So yep. Looks like all of the things are running, though. Being out of step with the world is rough. No doubt about it. We'll get there in the end, though. So, yeah. Let's see here. What else is going on? Do. Yeah, this is why we have chosen family. Also, remarkably true. And chosen cats. My chosen cat was in here a minute ago, but he has gone elsewhere, to chosen somewhere else. All right. Speaking of being neurospicy, I need to remember to pull the packet out of there, since this is tomorrow's packet. And it would be really sad for me to go to work tomorrow without this packet. I'd be like, well, that sucked. I'd be okay. Wouldn't be the end of the world. I've been teaching this class for quite a while. But it would be very aggravating, and I'd be very annoyed. I'd be like, really? Really? This was what I did today to myself. So, hey, Sarge, I'm scanning in all of the quizzes for my classes because I'm making a new packet. I had originally 5 or 6 packets that I had at work. One of them was a timing packet that kept all the timing of my class together so that I knew if I had enough time to tell a story here, or if I didn't have time to tell a story here, or whatever. And then I had one that was all the answer keys to all the different quizzes. And then I had one that was the answer keys to the big tests. And then I had another one that was specific to the tasks that the class did. And I realized I could take them all apart and shuffle them together so that everything in class 1 was in order. So you'd have the timing sheet followed by the test that you took halfway through, or the quiz, followed by another timing sheet to get you time to the second half of the class, followed by a quiz. And once I did that, all you needed was this small packet for class 1. And not 12 packets that were all over the place. But then I put them together and realized that the problem with my timing sheets were that they were just in line. So it was, we do effectively, the class is a bunch of PowerPoint slides. And at certain PowerPoints, we're supposed to stand up there and talk about different aspects of driving. And the PowerPoint slides are supposed to prompt us to talk about different topics and sometimes give visuals that help. But you know, there's say 12 slides, and then you go to a quiz, and then there's 15 slides and you go to a quiz, and then there's another 12 slides or whatever. And so my timing sheets would be not divided by the quiz. So I decided to redo them. And when I redo them, I can redo the timing sheets because I made those myself. I can redo the timing sheets so that they are all the way up to the quiz and then stop on that page. Then you flip the page over and there's the answers to the quiz. Flip that page over and you have the timing sheet from quiz 1 to the end, quiz 2. And then flip that page over and quiz 2's responses and stuff. So, but the answer key to the quiz, I tried doing something easy to scan it in, and that didn't work. So now I'm just doing the meh. It's not worth the fight. All right. I'm going to go on ahead and close out of this, and close out of this, and close out of this, and close out of that, and move this up here, and then start Premiere. And we will continue doing what I was doing yesterday, because that I can show you. Give Premiere a few minutes to completely and totally come unglued. And we can transfer over to it once it loads. There we go. Alrighty, guys, here we are. So I've been working on an animation for protected lefts. Well, but I want to do, so we have a slide, and the slide talking about protected lefts is just a bunch of cars in an intersection. It's so confusing, and it's like devastatingly horrible, and I'm like, oh man, it's impossible. So instead, I'll make an animated GIF, which shows right up here, which I'm on top of this animated GIF. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move me down to the other side, because you don't need to be on this side down here. There we go. So you look at me at the other side. So up here you can see what we've got, and what I will do is this. So when you do is you show the cars going by and kind of lining up in that left turn, and then the light changes to red, and when it does, this turns to a green. arrow, which allows those cars to move. And then that turns back to yellow and then turns to red, and this turns to green. Now I have to do is the other side of it, the other traffic, which needs to stop. So I've got traffic going on the other way. So I'm just going to, now I need to put in a whole bunch of cars going the other direction. So, but first I was fixing some of the cars that I was having here. So like doing things like making this car go here so that we've got 2 cars. But now look, we've got a collision of cars. Car collisions. Who knows? It's all right. We'll figure it out. So it needs to actually be further along here. Very beginning of this. Move him this way. So that there's cars already in the intersection showing it. The light was already green. Animated Jeff. Oh, noes! There's nothing worse than animated Jeff. Oh, he's going backwards. Look at him. I'm gonna run into you. Bam! I totally ran into you. Probably should be off screen by here. So what I will do is put you like so. Animated Jeff. Now we have Jeff, but he's animated. All right. So this shows some cars already in the intersection, some cars pulling over, there we go, some other cars going, yada, 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 but it looks like there's a bunch of cars going through the intersection. Cats are jerks, but we love them. It depends on the cat. And George is interested in water. That's the thing. So Herbie here is our main car, you see. Gotta watch Herbie. Let's pick the light blue car. No. That's him right here. I'm just adding a bunch of random cars so that there's more than a couple of cars kind of continuing along. Oh, that's 2. Same car. You shouldn't do that. Nobody would drive 2 of the exact same car. Who does that? That'd be so weird. All right. Cars. Whee! Oh man, he is totally into like running that person over. Man, you gotta like be nice. Play nice there. He's like, I gotta hurry through, man. I got a job to go to. All right. Maybe one more. Yeah, maybe we'll need 2 more. Wait, that blue car's off the screen right there, huh? And put him there. All right. See, that doesn't look so bad. Looks good. What's that moving thing? Can I eat it? There we go. Now we've got this side going, so let's get the other side going, shall we? In the other lane. In the opposing lane. Weighing in at a couple of tons is a car. Right up against there. So going to take, I don't know, not that long to go through the intersection. So these guys took, how long does it take for a car to go through the intersection? So blue. Okay, so it's going to take the whole thing. All right. Jeff is apparently our bad example in this scenario. Jeff, what is your problem, dude? Talking and talking to you and talking to you. And what do you do? No, you don't listen to me. No, not listen to me at all. Jeez, Jeff. Think get this figured out by now. But no. There you go. He goes all the way across the other side. Put another guy in here behind him, doing the same thing. Except we're going to take him, do this, and put him back here too. Coming into the screen here. And by the time we get to the end, where'd the other car go? Where'd you go? Why are you not working? Sigh. Le sigh. All right, put you to here. And where are you? Where'd you go? Where did you go? I don't know where you went. All right. Now Leland's going after the moving cars on the screen. There's nothing I can do about that, man. Sorry. Now, try it again, this time with this. I'm driving him going this way. And that means he will now. Yeah, there we go. So we got cars going both directions. Or at least car going both directions. Good following distance would be there. So we'll do there. And this car then can also be in a good following distance. So we'll put him right here. Maybe that's not the ideal following distance, but that's okay. We'll get there. And we will put him across the screen. There. Now we have two cars going through the intersection here. Boy, he really is following. Dude, don't follow so close. Come on. Get a grip. 3-second following distance, people. I swear. Okay, there we go. That's a much better following distance. Layla ate it. All right, you. Now we will take your position and move you off the screen there to that point. And then when we get to light will be red. So this one's going to have to decide whether he's going through the point of no return. I guess he is, so that's all right. On the yellow light. There he goes, right on that yellow light. Boy, he really is following close too, isn't he? Jerk. These people need to get some serious work going on here. And they're spacing and stuff. Yeah. All right, so next people through now are going to have to come to a stop. And that's you. Teenage bumper stand. Just saying. You're going to follow that close, man. If you can read this, you're too close. All right, I'm going to put him here. He's probably not going to make the positioning through the light before the light changes. So, pull him back a little bit more to here, right? And then the light's going to turn yellow. He's going to have to decide what to do. So when the light turns yellow, where is he? He's going to be, well, I don't know. He could probably be through that intersection. Coming through, you'll see that, and he'll slow down to a stop. Maybe here. So going through, and then he sees the yellow and comes to a stop. Well, no, he can make it through. See, I feel like he can make it through. That light's 3 seconds, so he's got quite a bit of time. He definitely could make it through on that one. So we'll just let him go on through too. Everybody's going through this light, I swear. He'd be on the other side here. The next batch of cars won't make it through. Boy, he is close as well. Gosh, all these people are driving so close. Okay, so this next batch of cars is not going to make it through. That'd be you. Which we're going to go there, hit motion, put you back here. You're not going to make it through. Right, so that light turns yellow. And we're going to let him get part of the way in here before he realizes he's got to slow down for that. And go way up here to the stop line. Work. All right, so these cars are driving through. He stops and disappears completely. I hate it when that happens. And he'll make it through to the end. You know, you're sitting at a light, minding your own business. These guys are probably speeding. They may be. I'm just saying, you know, they're kind of going quick there, aren't they? And then here, we'll put a point in for him. Make sure that that's not set with any kind of funny interpolation like an auto bezier, because I don't need the car just kind of creeping around back and forth as we wait for it to go. And he will take off and go down the road there. I need him to kind of get to the end of that, though. So here we go as he takes off going down that way. See you later, Sarge. Take it easy tonight. And tell Layla I said hi. And stop trying to bat at my cars on the screen. Okay, who was first? Green. Because what I'm going to do is try to get it so that it was after green was. Because you kind of want this to loop. So now we got to think about looping. I've got the timing right. Right? So I want it to loop. She's asleep in the paper box now. Snoring. Yep. That's important, Thomas. Thomas has a job. A very important job. And that is to disrupt all work. Okay, so now how do I want it to loop? At the end here, we should have Ass pain in chief. This is kind of fun. I really do enjoy having animation time. Animation time is always fun. Now, where this guy is at this point needs to be where he is at this point. So I'm going to take, this is how you make these things loop. I'm going to take him, I'm going to hit copy, I'm going to paste. I just pasted him out in the middle of nowhere so that I can kind of get a good idea of where his positioning is. And we're going to move him to the other side of here so that when he's here, he doesn't need a whole lot of there. So we will erase you and you and you, and then erase that. Come on, go. And erase all of these. Go. He doesn't need much positioning to make sure he's in the exact same spot there. At this point, in the beginning of there, and then we will run him off the screen like that, and then cut this all the way down. And that puts him at the very beginning, bork, like so. So when the animation starts, he's here, and then he comes up and stops. And then when he goes, it loops and then starts here again. He's there. So that when you loop it, he ends here. Let's see, I'm going to put and we will double check this by putting that there and marking to the front mark, right? And then play and see if that works. It's supposed to loop. Why do we loop? Where's the loopy thing? Need to loop. I have forgotten the command to make Premiere loop the video. That's right. We'll just assume it's doing the right thing. I mean, the big way we could do it is always just copy everything like this and go copy and then say paste. I mean, this would definitely test it to make sure that that's the thing. Let's clear the mark. Go like this. Bork. Ooh, nope. I saw things move. Saw everything move. It can't move. There. Yep, see? It works just fine. It's got a little bit of a jump. Barely a frame. Not even sure I really worried that much about it at all. May not be. All right, delete all those for right now because we're not done yet. We'll be done in a minute. All right, go through here. Now let's find somebody else to go through this line. Some other sucker. What other sucker can I make go through this line? We've got a light car now. So I'm going to try this car right here. He doesn't seem to be in the lane, so let's put him in the lane at least. At the start of this, I'm going to show up there. Here we go, loop-de-loo. Turn on animation. And he's going to pull in for a second behind this, so have him come up and just kind of halfway through here. We'll have him slow to a stop right here. Right, so there we go. So what we've got now is these guys stop, 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 and then do the same thing. Once the light turns green, these guys will go. He goes, and then he goes, and then pan in. Make sure you tell it to turn off its interpolation because you do not want it trying to make up interpolation points. Oh, I know where to go. Like that. He will be all the way through to there. And now we'll duplicate him. Copy, paste, right? And he's going to go further than the other guy did. So we're going to put him in position, let's see. Here. All right, like here. There. And put him in this position. And you go all the way to the end. Because now he's going, yay, I'm going the wrong way. You can't make me. You're not my real dad. All right. At this point, purple car is here. So I'm going to match his location and give just a smidge more. because I learned my lesson from the um, the other car, from my orange car. And now we will make this ending one him driving off like so. Now that we've done that, we can go and put him here. And now we have all these cars getting stuck, and then they drive off like so. And they come around again. And traffic gets stopped. And they go. I'm trying to decide whether there was a car before the greenie or not. Because we got one more car space in here. I mean, we do, this looks pretty decent. But you know, one more car space I can think of for right now that I could put that in. And I'm kind of like, well, I don't know. Wanna a space for one more car. We actually have one more band on top here. So I'm kind of like, well, maybe so. Maybe I want to put a little somebody right in the center of the intersection right here, kind of gap this space so that it feels like there's traffic moving. Yeah, let's go do that. So find ourselves another car. We'll put the bus in here. I love the buses. The buses crack me up. The fact that I have a bus makes me happy. Love little Volkswagen buses. All right. Before the green car comes through, we're going to have the bus start there. For one, he needs to be in traffic. And two, he needs to be all the way back here. And that's where he's starting, whether he likes it or not. And he will accelerate too. Oh, we did it again. We forgot to set on the actual animation. If you don't click the little animation, it won't actually animate. Oh no, it's just a bus in space. Okay. So, here we go. We put the bus in. The bus goes through the intersection. The wheels in the bus go round and round. Round and round. Round and round. All right. That's probably not. Bet she's not. All right. Paste. We'll put you here. And effectively what we will do is we will delete that and move this to here. That means that the start of this now is going to be there, and he's got until there to complete his run. Because otherwise he's just going to get run over by people. And they don't seem to care, you know. They just don't seem to be the kind of people who care. Drive right through that bus. Yeah. And that way they go like that. Little bus kind of. Green guy's catching up on that bus pretty good too. Yeah. Now let's talk also about the other side, because I don't have enough going on the other side. I don't feel like got a couple of strays coming in through that intersection at a time, but I don't have a lot of other cars in this gap there. And maybe I don't need a gap there. Who knows? So let's just take a look at it and make double sure that it loops properly. And we should probably save it before we lose it. All right. That worked pretty well. Now we just have to fix Herbie. Herbie shows up later. Yeah, right? Took bus drive-through to mean completely different things. This is not a drive-through. This is a bus. All right. Herbie needs to be placed in properly because no, Herbie just appears. Is that you? That's you. This is pretty easy. We make Herbie come in from Herbie's the bug. It's hard to see because we have it set for fit. But if we set it for 100%, you can clearly see that it's a VW bug. Or even if it was 150%. See, now it's clearly a VW bug. Herbie. Meep meep Herbie. But Herbie needs to come in ahead, just ahead of this guy. So right here, Herbie needs to be off the screen. We need to also set you so that you are not, if you're in linear, good. Needs to be off the screen right here, and turned slightly off center. Looks like it turned very well. It needs to be like so. Means he's gonna try to get in there behind the orange car. Right? He wasn't doing so good in the movie. Just saying. Well, he moves slow now. I'm gonna move him here and here. By the time we're here, we want him in and down and correcting that weird angle. And then we'll move to here before something bad happens to him. There we go. So now Herbie moves in and does that, stops, and you need to stop being weird. Stop backing up, Herbie. Stop backing up. It's a clutch. It's a clutch. You gotta hit the brakes there, Herbie. This is what happens when you have a manual. Backs up. Oh, it's because he starts from a different location. Yeah. Now he just drifts from one side to the other. That's cool. That's even better. Nobody will notice that. Drift. Okay. It may not actually be that obvious. It actually is not. All right. I think this works pretty well. Yes, I work for the rest of the week. So, yep. So I got, if you see, we have Herbie. Watch Herbie. Right? Light turns yellow. Light turns red. Everybody stops. Herbie gets a green arrow.
Can I ask a question?
No? Depends. Is it going to require me to redo all of this?
Only a small part of it. Why is it that the turn lane has a red, a green, and a yellow arrow lit?
Because it always does.
I've never seen it look like that. Bring it back again.
Oh, you mean on this side right here?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, I just haven't put the little blackouts on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll put the blackouts in a minute.
Okay.
This turn lane will not be used. This is Mr. Not being used in this video.
Right, but they were just all lit, and I was like, that's strange.
Yeah, no, I've got a 3-color blackout for blacking that out. I just haven't put it in yet.
It looks fantastic. They should be paying you to do that work.
They should be. But if I wait for them to pay me, they will never get it done. And I'll have to sit here and go, why isn't this slide still looks horrible all the time?
You should do some of these and be like, hey guys, I could do the rest of them.
I did.
And?
It's been a year.
Right. I wonder if Hannah ever reached out to what's her name?
Maybe. I think so. Probably. Maybe.
All right. Let me get a few bits. Yeah, just really.
Nothing in. That's you. I don't need you. No. That's not great. Now I'm going to figure out how to. I didn't make a blackout for all 3, which is fine now. Just blackout for it. Left turn arrow. Stop. Right? So, okay. Now we've got it. I put the thing in there. Not actually go to the first frame for reasons. See you later. Good night. We'll be done in a few minutes anyway. But I think this guy is done. And he loops. Let's see if the export engine actually wants to work. Yeah. GIF. Export. And done. Let's take a look. Okay, you're not helping me. No's. It's not what I wanted you to do. This is ridiculous. You made a gajillion protected left things. Stop that. That's stupid. I hate you people. Animated, Jeff, please. Thank you. Export media. What thing am I missing in the button? What button am I pushing? I'm not pushing right. Ah, and now we have crashed. You have done a great disservice to Premiere, and therefore Premiere will no longer operate. Okay, format GIF. Basic settings. Right. Sounds good. Range entire source. Right. More source in, out. Still looks good. Audio. Scale to fit. Progressive aspect. I don't want it to be. I want it to be an animated. Is there an animated version of the GIF? It's a 4 million animated GIF. Animated GIF. All right, there you go. Animated GIF. Now we're doing animated GIF. Now we're making an animated GIF. As we wait for it to make the animated GIF. Now we have an animated Jeff. Photos? Just once. Because we don't know if it'll work or not. It works. I mean, some of the cars up here at the top, they pop in and appear. And maybe they shouldn't. Maybe we should fix that. But yeah, no, we're good. You just need to make the yellow car and whatever come in the middle of the animation, and we'll be fine. Like that yellow car, when they come back around, he shows up and he just materializes after he needs to be here already, so that he'll pop up there in that blue car. Then we'll be fine. But other than that, looks like we are working fine. These two need to be trailing off somewhere. Now the yellow car shows up and will be in its final position there. And the blue car is the only one left from when it started here, right? So we found not you, not you, not you, you. And the other car that's sort of in the intersection here. Needs to be kind of that's not where he's supposed to be. Actually, I should live a little longer than that. It's right there. Woo! He's right on your bumper. There we go. And just like that, he vanishes. Yeah. Now, save. These two cards just materialized, so I want to fix that. Now, export media. Once again, make sure we're at animated GIF. And we could probably say source in, out. You need to worry about the frame size, match source, or anything like that. Well, then we'll just hit export. All right, once more into the breach. No, not clips. Jeez. But this is an unsupported file format. No, not Paint. Yeah. It's in a nice little loop. Yeah, I think that looks beautiful. Really, if I'm going to be nitpicky though, we should probably talk a little bit about the off. All right. I'm going to go one more time and export it just so I can fix that one little bit because that really aggravated me. And sometimes it's just like, nope, you had your chance. Then we'll check, make sure it's okay. Please stop opening it in Paint. Thanks. I don't know how it decided Paint was the default for it, but here we are. Here we go. No. Now we're off by a pixel on the bottom. Geez, I can't win on this one. And a pixel to the right. Giving up now. Okay, we did our big bit for K and Country. And that's all we're going to do for tonight. Hope you all have a wonderful evening. I will chat with you guys later. But I'm going to go to bed now. I'll talk to you later. Have a good evening. Keep your eyes on the stars. Goodbye.